Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakotisamapprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Saraswati Namastubhyam Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Yenaksharam Sama Kristam Vyakaranam Proktam Vakyakaram Vararuchim Bhashyakaram Patanjalim Paninim Sutrakarancha Pranatosmi Trayam Vagarthaviva Samprukto Vagartha Pratipattaye Jagatah Pitaro Vande. Just I wanted to mention that the Raghuvamsha which we are doing now, it has got 19 sargas, and the first shloka of this Raghuvamsha is Vagartha Viva Samprukto. So from Raghuvamsha this is taken. So at least we know one shloka of Raghuvamsha we know by heart. So we can be very happy. Raghuvamsha you know? Yes, I know. One shloka I know. So that much you can say. Some satisfaction. We are done, I think, Ha Ta Teti. 3 shlokas we have done. Okay. Next. Tenavatiriya turagat prathitanvayena Prishtanvayas sajalakumbha nishanna deha तस्मै द्विजेतरतपस्विसुतं स्खलद्भिः तस्मै द्विजेतरतपस्वी सुतं स्खलद्भिः स्खलद्भिः is there or not? आत्मानमक्षरपदैः कथयां बभूव okay fine तस्मै तेन अवतीर्य तुरगात् प्रथितान्वयेन पृष्ठान्वयः सः जलकुम्भनिषण्णदेहः तस्मै द्विजेतरतपस्विसुतं स्खलद्भिः आत्मानम् अक्षरपदैः कथयां बभूव. Okay, I hope you remember the story. The story is Dasharatha Raja was chasing some animal and then he was separated from his attendants and then he heard some sound. It sounded like the sound of elephant and he threw the arrow in the direction of sound and then he heard Ha Tata, oh my father. And when he heard that screaming or crying, then he tried to trace the source of that sound and seeing that one Tapasvi Sutta, Muniputra, the son of some ascetic with the arrow planted on him, this Raja also became so unhappy as if somebody had planted the arrow in his chest itself, inside him. Now, up to this we had seen. Tena avatirya turagat prathitanvayena prushtanvayah saha. Saha refers to that Muniputra, Shravana Kumara. Saha, who was Jalakumbha Nishanna Dehaha, whose body, Deha, Nishanna, fallen on the Jalakumbha, Jalapurna Kumbha, Jalakumbha, on the pot filled with water. And that Shravana Kumara, who was Prushtanvayaha, who was asked about the family. This Muni Kumara who was been shot, he was Prushtanvaya, Prushtaha Anvayaha Yaha. So one was Prushtaha Anvaya, the one who was asked about the family. What is your family? Which family you belong to? That Prushtanvayaha Kumaraha. Prushtaha Anvaya Yasmai we can say, the one to whom the Anvaya was asked. Or Prushtaha Anvaya Yasya, one whose family was asked. Saha, that Kumara. By whom he was asked? Tena, by that king. Prathitanvaya, whose family is well known. Means he was of a great family. Prathita means well known, Anvaya means family. By that Raja whose family is well known. Avatirya, having come down, descended from the horse, Turagat, from the horse. So this, because in the poetry they have to pack so many ideas, therefore they have to use this type of style. So this Muni Kumara, whose body was fallen on the kumbha filled with water, who was asked by the king about the family. And what king? The king who had descended from the horse and whose family is well known. So in the first line, the narration is that the Kumara was asked, the Muni Sutta who was shot, was asked by the Raja about the family and whose body was fallen on the pot. That Kumara, Tasmai, to that king, Atmanam kathayam babhuva. Kathayam babhuva means he declared. Past. Kathayam babhuva. Atmanam, himself. He declared himself. As what? Dvijetara tapasvi sutam. The son of ascetic. But what type of ascetic? Dvijetara. Other than Brahmana. Or other than Trivarnika. So he declared himself to be the son of ascetic who was itara, other than Dvija, Trivarnikas. How did he declare? What was his this speech condition? Skhalad bihi akshara padehi. With the akshara pada. Akshara prayani padani akshara padani. One whose words was almost like syllables. Means what? Aham dvije tarasya, like that. That is called akshara pada. The words which are almost like syllables. So words syllable by syllable, that is called akshara pada. Like sometimes when we have so much pain and somebody asks, so we will be struggling to speak in letters. Generally we speak words, but in painful condition we speak through letters. Like that, how we say, that's how we said. That is called akshara pada. So that's what a poetic description. Akshara padehi, that also skhalad bihi, faltering. By the faltering words which were almost like syllables, with that Atmanam kathayam babhuva. So tasmai, to that king, Atmanam kathayam babhuva, he declared himself to be the son of ascetic of some class which was other than Dvija. Alright. So in these two lines, what is described? That Raja asked him which family you belong to, and he declared himself to Dvijetara. Why? Because he had Brahma Hatya Shanka. As I told you, Brahma Hatya is a very big papa. And this person was looking like that. Therefore he wanted to know. Before he dies, otherwise whom to ask? So therefore he asked him, and then he declared. Alright. Then, okay, here Anvaya for the shloka. प्रथितान्वयेन तेन तुरगात् अवतीर्य पृष्ठान्वयः जलकुंभ निषण्ण देहः सह तस्मै स्खलद्भिः अक्षरपदैः आत्मानं द्विजेतरतपस्विसुतं कथयां बभूव. All right. So here the meaning of the sentence would be being questioned about his family by him, the king, of a well-known lineage or well-known family who had descended just then from his horse. He, into bracket, the son of the sage, with his body resting on the water pot, comma, declared himself in faltering words which were syllable by syllable, comma, to be the son of an ascetic who was other than a twice born. All right. Now further, then what happens? Let us read. तच्चोदितश्च तमनुद्धतशल्यमेव पित्रोः सकाशमवसन्नदृशोर्निनाय ताभ्यां तथागतमुपेत्य तमेकपुत्रम् अज्ञानतः स्वचरितं नृपतिः शशंस. तच्चोदितः च तम् अनुद्धतशल्यं तम् अनुद्धतशल्यम् एव पित्रोः सकाशम् अवसन्नदृशोः निनाय ताभ्यां तथागतम् उपेत्य तम् एकपुत्रम् अज्ञानतः स्वचरितं नृपतिः शशंस. Okay. So here the description is that the king takes the body of this Muniputra without removing the what is called the arrow, because moment he removes he will be die. He will die. So it's an interesting thing. Not a painful thing, very interesting. But we need to know that when such weapon is there, if you remove it, person will die. Therefore he did not want, and he was told by this Muni Kumara in a faltering voice that please take me to my father, parents. And then he takes this body without removing the arrow to the parents. And he tells him that I approach your son in a particular condition, and this is what I have done because of ignorance. So he told whatever happened and whatever he did, he told. But he said, I did not mean to kill him. Ajnanataha it has happened. So that is what is said in this shloka. Tacchoditaha. Tat means Munisutena choditaha. One who was instructed or requested rather. The king who was requested by that Munisuta, Tam refers to Munisuta, that Shravana Kumara. Anuddhata Shalyam eva, whose arrow was not drawn out, means in that condition alone. Pitroho Sakasham, near the parents of that Munisuta. What type of parents? Avasanna drishoho. Avasanna drik yayoho. Tau avasanna drishau tayoho. So, avasanna means lost. Drik means the sight. So, those whose sight was lost, they are called avasanna drisho is adjective for pitroho. Ninaya, took him. So the king, Karta of Ninaya, the king who was requested by the Munisuta, Tacchodita, Tena Chodita, Anuddhata Shalyamevatam, to that Munikumara whose arrow was not drawn out, Ninaya took him near the parents who have lost their sight. Avasanna दृशोः षष्ठी द्विवचनम पित्रोः adjective. So the king took that Munisutta, requested by Munisutta, the king took that Munisutta, the son of Muni, without drawing out the arrow from his body near his parents. All right. Then Tabhyam Shasamsa Nrupatihi. Nrupati is the Karta. So Nrupati, the king, took him there and Shasamsa, lit lakara, Shamsa. Shasamsa means narrated Tabhyam to those two parents. How? What was narrated? Tathagatam upetya tam ekaputram agnatah swacharitam. So in this description is Kalidasa is saying that Dasharatha Raja narrated how Tathagatam upetya, how he approached his son. Dasharatha Raja Tathagatam means Tatha Praptam. So in which manner he went near him? Upetya means having gone near him. Tam, that Ekaputram, only one son of those parents. Agnanataha, out of ignorance. Swacharitam, his own act. So Dasharatha Raja is narrating, he narrated that how, in which manner he went near his only son and what all he had done out of ignorance to his son. That he narrated. Means he admitted his crime. His offense he admitted. Alright. So here in the previous one also Prathitanvaya is a Bahuvri. Prathitaha Anvayaha Yasya. Prushtanvayaha. Prushtaha Anvayaha Yasmai or Yasya. Yasya? Yasya. Prushta Anvaya Yasya. Then Jalakumbha Nishanna Deha. Jalena Purna Kumbha Jalakumbha. Jalakumbham Nishannam Dehaha Yasya. Jalakumbha Nishanna Dehaha. Dvijetara Tapasvi Sutam. Dvijebhyaha Itaraha Dvijetaraha. Dvijetarasya Tapasvinaha Sutaha Dvijetara Tapasvi Sutaha Tam. And Akshara Padehi, Akshara Prayehi, Prayani Padani, Akshara Padani, Madhyam Padalopi. Alright. Then in this Anuddhata Shalyam, Anuddhataha Shalyam Yasya. Avasanna Drik, that Samasa I have already told. Tathagatam means Tatha. Tam prakaram gatam, tathagatam. Eka heva putra, eka putraha. Swasya charitam, swacharitam. Okay. So here, the Anvaya is Tacchoditaha, Tacchodita, Tena Choditaha, Tacchoditaha. Tacchoditaha, Nrupatihi, Anuddhata Shalyam Eva Tam into bracket Munisutam Avasanna Drishoho Pitroho Sakasham Ninaya. Ninaya is Ni Dhatu Lit Lakara. Tathagatam Tam Ekaputram Upetya Agnanataha Swacharitam Tabhyam Shashamsa. Cha. Cha we have to supply. Cha was there, not supply, is there. We have to use it here. Translation is, then requested by him the son of ascetic, the king carried him without drawing out the arrow to his parents who had lost their sight, and inform them how he had approached him and whatever was done by him due to ignorance. To his only son. All right. Next. In this particular shloka, this upetya word has got a lot of controversy. Tikakara have got so much problem in handling this upetya. Upetya means approach, having approach. So approach, who approach whom? So some people try to explain that this Dasharath Raja tau upetya. Dasharath Raja having approached those parents. But that doesn't fit because upetya, then dvitiya vibhakti of this putra will not come. And therefore that's a big issue. All right. That's why I wanted to make you aware of that. In literature also they have problem. Not in Vedanta only we have problem. They're also there. All right. On this also there are so many commentaries. We think that only Vedanta only commentary. On this also Mallinath, I think Mallikanath he has written the commentary, which is popular. So this has got its own field. If you develop the taste, you can get lost in this also. It's very, very interesting how Kalidasa is using various what is called similes. It's a very, very interesting thing. So only thing we have to take it as only called a side dish. Side dish it is very good. But if you try to make it main dish, then Vedanta will become side dish. All right. Next. तौ दंपती बहुविलप्य शिशुः प्रहर्त्रा शल्यं निखातमुदहारयतामुरस्तः सोऽभूतपरासुरथ भूमिपतिं शशाप हस्तार्पितेनयनवारिभिरेव वृद्धः तौ दंपती बहु विलप्य शिशोः प्रहर्त्रा शल्यं निखातम् उदहारयताम् उरस्तः सः अभूत् परासुः अथ भूमिपतिं शशाप हस्तार्पितैः नयनवारिभिः एव वृद्धः. The story moving fast. So Raja narrated what all wrong thing he had done, and this his father got very angry, and he was crying so much. So both of them cried so much, and whatever tears he had, they were collected in his hands, and that itself became the water for cursing. Because generally when you curse, you have to have water in your hand. So how to get water? He said from tears only he got water. And with that water, he cursed this Raja. So that is given here. Tau dampati bahu vilapya. Tau dampati means those couple, that couple, those husband and wife in fact. Tau dampati means those husband and wife. Bahu vilapya, having cried very much. Then Shishoho shalyam nikhatam udaharayatam urastaha. Urastaha means from the chest. Urasta is avyaya. Urastaha. From the chest. Whose chest? Shishoho. That children, that child. From the child of the, from the chest of the child, shalyam, that arrow, nikhatam, which was planted. So, having cried this husband and wife, the arrow which was planted, they udaharayatam. Udaharayatam. Udaharayatam means got removed. So, having cried, both the parents got that arrow which was planted in the body, got removed. Through whom? Prahartra, by his killer. Prahartra udaharayatam. Udaharayatam is a lang lakara. Ud, hru, nich, lang. Prathama purusha dvivachanam. Udaharayatam means made him remove. So they first cried so much, and then they must have asked the king that now you remove this arrow from the body, because it must be causing a lot of pain to the son. And so he asked that you only remove, because they can't do that. To their own son they cannot do it. So he said you only remove. So Prahartra, through the killer, that also word uses Kalidasa, through his killer, they got the arrow removed from his chest, from the chest of their son. Alright. Then what? Saha abhut parasuhu. Saha means that Munisutta became devoid of prana. Paragataha asavaha yasmat or yasya. So prana had gone from whom? That person is called Parasu, died in fact. So saha abhut parasuhu. He became without life. Abhut means became. Saha means Munisutta. That the son of Muni, that ascetic, Shravana Kumara, became devoid of prana. Atha, then, so now that this Muni Putra died, then Shashapa Vruddhaha, that old man, the father of that Shravana Kumara, Shashapa, cursed, Shap Dhatu, Shashapa. Whom? Bhumi Patim, the king. He cursed the king. How? Hastarpitaihi nayanavaribihi eva. With that water of the eyes itself, means with the tear water. Nayanavari means the drops of tears from the eyes. With that water of tears alone, which are hastarpita, which are collected by the hands. Drop into hands and collected by hands, both. Hastarpita means dropped into the hands and collected by hands. With that water which was dropped into his hands, with that water, Vruddha, that old man, cursed the king. Alright. So here, Parashuhu is samasa. Parashuhu means paragataha nashtaha asavaha yasya sa parasuhu. Bhumipati, bhumehe patihi bhumipatihi. Shashti Tatpurusha. Then next one is Hastarpita. Hastabhyam arpitani hastarpitani. So the offered or collected by the hands, or hastayoho arpitani, that those which are fallen into hands, both are there. Hastayoho arpitani nayanavaribihi. Nayanayoho varini nayanavarini tabihi taihi, sorry. Vari is a napumsakalinga. Nayanayoho varini nayanavari varini taihi. All right. Here Anvaya is Tau Dampati Bahuvilapya Shishoho Prahartra. Here Shisho can be with Prahartra or Shishoho Urastaha. Both are okay. Shishoho Prahartra Shalyam. Sorry, Nikhatam Shalyam Shishoho Tau Dampati Bahuvilapya Shishoho Shishoho Urastaha Nikhatam Shalya Prahartra. I am sorry, I read wrongly. Tau Dampati Bahuvilapya Shishoho Urastaha Nikhatam Shalyam Prahartra Udaharayatam. Full stop. Saha Parasuhu Abhut Atha Vruddhaha Hastarpitaihi Nayanavaribihi Eva Bhumipatim Shashapa. Alright, next one more we can do it. At least one more we can. Be nice. Dishtantamapsyati bhavanapi putra shokad. Dishtantamapsyati bhavanapi putra shokad. Antyeva yasya hamiveti tam Antyeva yasya hamiveti tamuktavantam. Akranta purvamiva mukta vishambhujangam. Provacha kosalapatih prathamaparadhaha. The curse, what is the curse? Dishtantam apsyati bhavanapi putra shokad antye vayasi aham iva iti tam uktavantam akranta purvam iva mukta visham bhujangam provacha kosalapatihi prathamaparadha. Bhavanapi, even you, the old man, the father of that Munisutta, Shravana, is telling, Bhavanapi, even you, Dishtantam apsyati. Dishtantam is death. Dishtasya kalasya anta is called Dishtanta, means death. Even you will attain death. Putra shokat, out of grief for your son. Antye vayasi, in your old age. Aham iva, like me. Iti, in this manner. This is the statement of the father, the Shravana Kumara's father, the old man. that like me, you will also attain death out of the sorrow for your son in your old age. Iti, in this manner, tam uktavantam Kausalapatihi provacha. To that old man who told in this manner, uktavantam, uktavat, uktavantam, to that old man, to that person who told like this, Kausalapatihi Dasharatha, the king of Kausala Desha, provacha, who was prathamaparadhaha, who has done the offense first. Prathama means first. Aparadhaha means offender. Who was the first offender? So he also cursed him. But first Dasharatha had done a wrong thing. Therefore Prathama Paradhaha is an adjective for Kausalapati, one who is the first offender. And he told to that old man, for that old man there is a comparison. Upama, very beautiful Upama. Akranta purvam iva mukta visham bhujangam. That old man was like a snake, bhujangam, like a snake. What type of snake? Akranta purvam, who was trampled earlier. Like a snake which was trampled first, before, earlier, and then mukta visham. Then he is releasing the poison. Means this father was like a snake who was stepped on first, trampled first, and then how that snake will be releasing the poison? Similarly, that old man was like that. He was offended first, he was hurt first, and now he released the poison. So very beautiful. Akranta purvam, trampled first, and then mukta visham, releasing the poison, discharging the poison. Like that snake, that father was there. To that person who was like a snake, trampled first and releasing poison, to that old man, Kausalapati provacha, the king of Kausala, told in the following manner. There is a saying in Sanskrit literature, Upama Kalidasasya. So Kalidasa is known for his Upama. Upama means not our Upma. Okay, Upama means simile. Alright. Anvaya. Bhavanapi Antye Vayasi Aham Iva Putra Shokat Dishtantam Apsyati Iti Uktavantam Akranta Purvam Mukta Visham Bhujangam Iva Tam into bracket Prathamaparadhaha Kausalapatihi provacha. Tam prati Prathamaparadhaha Kausalapatihi provacha. More we'll see in the next class. Acha, before we conclude, okay, first we'll conclude and then discuss. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. I was told that some of the students are falling sick, and some, even though they are sick, they would like to come. Some conflict may be there, or eagerness to attend the class. So there is one proposal that